Hi, I'm Timo,
And I'm Ploy.
and we are International
International
Pulse.
Pals.
We're here to talk about life as an international student in the US.
And we're here to share the real talk.
So let's grab your coffee and snack and let's get into it. This is International Pulse.
Woohoo!
Whoa! So, how are you doing today, Ploy?
I'm doing okay. So now, I'm turning back into a 9 to 5 kind of
Oh,
person.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I get back
yeah.
to the full time person now. So, getting back to the routine. Not too
hmm
bad, but yeah, it's going. How about you, Timo?
Oh, I am surviving, and I think that's good enough. Unlike
Yeah.
Ploy, I'm like freelancing my butt out, and I think I'm much of a freelance person.
Yeah.
And like for the context, right now we're in the time to reapply for STEM OPT. It's such a hassle, and
Oh
just for
yeah.
like little intro. In STEM OPT, you cannot do freelance anymore, and to do like a company, you have to do like a special occasion visa. Um,
Yeah.
but today, we're not going to talk about depressing stuff anymore, right,
No, no,
Ploy?
no.
What are
No,
we
no,
going to talk about
no.
today?
Yeah, so today we're gonna go for something more exciting.
Ooh, something more fun.
Yeah, something that I think me and Timo could share something that I think it sounds interesting, right?
Yeah, we are certified professional in this topic. And the topic today is
Dating.
dating.
Woo! Fun, fun.
Wow. So let's start first. Let's start from the very beginning. And let's start from like before you come to the US. Ploy, have you ever had like dating experience? Or like did you come here and you had like a boyfriend, a girlfriend, anyone before? What was it like?
So actually, if you like think back in the day when I was in Thailand, I would say I'm the person that have zero dating experience. I graduated from only girls school and I studied in that only girls school since elementary school until I graduated my high school basically. I was there for 13 years and all my classmates are all girls. So there were no dating in school, guys. Yeah, I had a very little dating experience back in the day. But for sure, but when it's like during college time, I have some like chance to, kind of talking, dating a little bit, but still very less. Timo, your turn.
So for me, I'm actually the opposite of Ploy. I I have so many experiences dating, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've had like honestly in relationships since like high school, I guess. So
Mm.
I used to study. Okay, how do you say it? มอต้น na in
I think is it I think it's middle school, isn't it?
okay. In middle school, I was in like the countryside. I was in Suratani, which is like southern part of Thailand. And then I
Uh-huh.
moved in high school to Bangkok, which is like the capital of the city. And I also live alone. And you know
Mm.
what's the recipe? You go and you explore your life, and you're young and everything. So pretty much, since high school, I have been in relationship consistently, almost all the time.
Wow.
And like you can just randomly pick a name. I think I've already dated a guy with that name. So yeah.
What? I mean, that's such a brag, isn't it? I mean, is it, I randomly say some like Thai guy's name. You would have
Yeah.
dated that person before?
Let's
Oh
try.
my
Let's
god.
try.
Let's do it for something very like generic. Ton.
Oh my god. I know I've dated that guy. He is a he's a radiologist, and I remember our. So yeah, that's just to prove I am
Oh my god.
very
Yeah.
experienced. But
Wow.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know what? Back in like in the day, I would say that my even though my dating experience in Thailand was very little, and I think it's very like kind of funny thinking back. I think the very first guy that I kind of like talking to him and I could count that. Okay, I kind of know that he likes me. Kind
Uh
of
huh.
those young romantic things. It was like back in middle school, and you know what? Funny is that he lived in a neighborhood, like,
Uh
and we
huh.
met in like we took the same bus back to school every day, and we walk
That's
home
so
together
sweet.
every day. Yeah, and it's like kind
Oh.
of funny thinking back. It's like what? It sounds
Oh.
very like you know dramas. Like you have found this in like
I was
Korean
gonna say,
dramas or something,
yeah,
right?
K drama, like
Yeah, but
romantic
that's kind of
thing.
funny. That I would say that's probably my very first romantic puppy love kind of thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And like for the context again, um, for when we moved here, we were like, wait, we were like 24 years old, right?
I moved here when I was 23 actually because I mean we're born the same year but like you're
Yeah.
January, I'm July, so it's just
Oh yeah. Okay, that's true.
yeah, I
That's
was
true.
like
That's true.
23.
Okay. And now
Mm-hmm.
then, how do we do the
Well, no,
transition?
no age talk. No.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's skip to when you were here in the US. Do you
Ah,
remember your first date? Your
yeah.
ever first date?
Yeah. So let's talk back. So as I said, that like back in when I was in Thailand, I had a very
Mm-hmm.
little like dating experience. I've talked to someone, I kind of dating someone, but I never had like a real official committed boyfriend before. Until
Mm-hmm.
I moved here alone, like the Timo situation. I live alone, so I start to use dating app. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I started dating app. I have some of my friends who kind of like convinced me that, oh, you should try, just for fun. And then I started using it, I exploring people. But the next step when you have dating app is that you have to go on a date, right? I was
Yeah.
on the app, never been on a date for like I think like a year or something. I just feel like do it for fun, really for fun, like just talk, and then like when a guy said let's go on a date, I'm just ghost him. I'm just like
Oh.
yeah, I don't know, I'm fine. I'm good. Until I think it was after a year or
Mm-hmm.
even more than a year that I went on my first date. And I remember I went on that date because those friends who convinced me to use dating app, they said, Ploy, it's your time. You gotta do it. I'm like, fine. I'm like, fine. I went on my first date. It was really nice actually. He was very kind. We went to like a Chinese place in Chinatown. And yeah, he was very polite and stuff. And we were kind of talking after that, but somehow I feel like his lifestyle and my lifestyle doesn't really match that much. And it just ended after a couple weeks after the first date. And I think I was the one who ended it as well. And
Oh.
to be honest, after that, I start to be like kind of like start to have fun with going out on a date and like oh actually it's kind of
Okay.
fun, so I start to like talk with more people, multiple people at a time, going on dates every single week.
Uh-huh. And it's
Yeah,
not wrong because you're single.
yeah, because I was completely single and like I just basically just going hanging out, basically just like oh going out for fun, don't really just talk, going out, and then talk to new people. And me personally, I think I like talking to like new people and getting to know people as well. So I find the fun of it. And I think it started to get a little too serious where I start to go on date multiple times in a week. It's like more like before it was like okay, once a week. Now it started to be like twice a week. And
What?
yeah, it's just getting more like
With the same guy or with a different guy?
it's like all shuffled.
Okay.
Yeah, all shuffled. And I mean, and then somehow for sure, after you meet a lot of people, you would meet someone that you feel like, wow, I really like this guy. But
Uh-huh.
then you would meet the guy that they don't really like you, they don't really, give
Yeah, that's
anything
love.
about you. And yeah. And then yeah, I felt some like being ghosted, heartbroken, and it just happened. How about you, Timo? Before I know you were an expert in Thailand, you were in a relationship all the time. Now you moved to the US. How's your dating life?
Um, so again, for the context, when I moved to the US, I have like a committed boyfriend,
Oh
and
yeah.
then like my first week that I got here, we broke up. And like,
What? First week?
yeah, like when my
Wow.
school isn't even like properly started, and like I
Oh
remember
my
it was
god.
he called me being like, um, I don't think I can do this. And actually, he started dating someone new when I'm here, and I'm like, what
So
the?
basically, just in
Yeah,
1 week, he decided that he cannot do long distance.
yeah. So that made me like mad, and that made me also like date everyone that I could, without like, I
Yeah.
have this intention to be like the whole town Chicago will have to know my name from dating.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean, like,
I went on.
yeah.
Yeah, I went on a lot of dates. I went on like honestly, like one date per like a week or two, except from like the finals week and everything. Except when like the school is intense, I would always find my time to like go dating and all like go like even casual, more non-committed date. I think I
Yeah.
would say like um I don't know, in gay I'm trying to make it like friendly, but um, okay, I'm just
PG
gonna say,
13.
yeah, I'm just gonna say, and this is Bird and Beast talk. Okay, it's about sex. When you talk about dating, and I think in the U.S., it always come down to like a lot of sex and everything. So
Mm,
like most of the time when go out dating, I also have like sex on the first date, and it was like
okay.
eyes opening what it's like to be like different culture and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Talking about culture, like, since you have more experience in dating than me, both in Thailand and in the US, what do you think that is like the major difference that you found?
I don't think my experience in the US is that different as than your.
Ah,
Like you're as much as I do, maybe more, but okay. I
yeah,
think
actually, yeah, I can add something in terms of culture here.
yeah.
So first of all, my dating style is like just go out. Like I won't sleep with a guy at all.
Uh
Like
huh.
it's based,
Mhm.
and I think this is one thing that good about the U.S. dating culture, especially from the dating app, because most of the guy they would know your intentions, that like, okay, are you looking for like for benefits, or you're looking for non-committed, or are you looking for something
Mhm.
long term, are you serious? You can tell from the intention when you go out dating, knowing someone. And for sure they would know that my intention wasn't like that, because I was straightforward, go there and I like talking about job, talking about school. For sure I'm not interested in like doing, you know those stuff. Yeah, that's something I really like about the US. But I heard that in Thailand is when you use dating app, find people still find people who use dating app is for like sex stuff more than here. But I think here is more common to use dating app, I guess, because here in the US, when you use dating app, you can find anyone, like anyone, any levels, whether they are like basically a manager, VP in a company, you can find them on a dating app. But in Thailand, most people on a dating app are like younger generations, like
Yeah.
basically like high school, college, I don't know, like something along those lines. So yeah, I think because in Thailand dating app is still not that big, so that's why it's happened like that.
Yeah, I agree very much. And that's actually what I was gonna say. Like dating back in Thailand or like in Asian country, the social circle is kinda like tight and you
Oh yeah,
kind of like date friends or like date from like where you see like a club, a bar or anything. But like here in the US, dating app is really important and really popular. And you can meet anyone by using dating app.
dating,
Like
yeah, for sure.
I think I've met like I've met teachers and they're also like, are you from this school? And I'm like, no, I'm from IIT. And they're like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, that's a relief because it's strictly like you cannot date people in schools and everything.
Whoa, actually,
But
you know
yeah.
what? Yeah, I was on a dating app for a big while. As I said, I think it's like a year or more. And
Hmm.
then again, as now I am in a like official committed relationship, so I'm off the app for around almost a year now. And actually, even these days, I have been on the app for a really long time. These days, there are some people who add me on LinkedIn and said, "I think I saw you on Hinge." Like, it still happened for real.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can this people remember me? I wasn't in the app for what? 9 months.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. And
Huh.
like I agree. And I wanna add on the point about like the talking stuff. You know, I think back in Thailand we kind of have like some kind of layers when we get even on the first date. But I think really when you go on date here in the US, they're really open minded and they would like to talk and present themselves. And I feel like
Yeah.
most of the time, even if it had end up being like a hookup, we'd also talk as well. Like it
Yes.
doesn't yeah, the I think the fun and the cultural difference measure that I find is that you always get to talk so much and you always get to learn like more about them. Not like just go in, hook up and like go in and being like, oh, we're dating, we have to hold hand, we have to do certain things. The expectation are like not there at all. You can do anything and just like
Yeah.
think of it like meeting a friend. But if you like this friend more, like physically attracted or emotionally
Mm,
attracted, then maybe you're like suitable to be more than friend, right?
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, dating here in the US start from like a really low expectation basis, at least from what I've found. And I think like most people that I've dated are like, yeah, are this kind of like chill. You don't have to like commit it to me right away. We can talk, we can be friends, we can do anything. I have like a guy who have like I don't know. We just go on and like dinner and eat and go to bar, and we didn't really do anything. But I have like
Mm,
such a strong feeling for him. But it was just
yeah.
like timing and everything. So yeah, I think it's really cool that you can meet so many different and like random people on the dating
Yeah.
apps.
Yeah, and actually, I want to add on that. Like, so, based on, according to my friend's situation, when she was in Thailand, she found her boyfriend on like a dating app back in Thailand, and I think dating app in Thailand is like it would took you a while. Like you would
Oh
talk for a
yeah,
big while until you
yeah.
trusted. It could be like months, like
Mhm.
1 month, 2 months, 3 months until you actually met in person. But in the US, you can just talk in the morning and you met like later that day.
Yeah.
It happens. And yeah, it's happened before. And I think there are some pros and cons here. I feel like here, when you like, basically you talk for just not too long and then you finally get to meet in person. And they will make decision right away whether this is a yes or this is a no. I think there are some like okay, the good part is that okay, now you know is it the work or not? Like is it a like the spark
Yeah.
between
Mhm.
like this things between us or not? If they don't feel it on a first date, maybe no. But if you feel something, okay, we go on a second date. But the thing is, this is something that me personally I don't agree with because I feel like sometimes you cannot make judgment that quickly, especially when it comes to like attractions. Like when you attracted to someone, it's not only about you physically attractive, but sometimes it's about like when you learn even a lot more and more about each other, and then it's like built over time. So this is something that make me like there was a phrase that I kind of like slowly stopped using dating app and
Mhm.
because I start to feel like kind of overwhelming with this kind of thing where you like start something and you get rejected multiple times over and over again. And yeah, that is when I start to like okay, I would go on a date only when I feel like this guy is worth to go out, like worth my time to go on a date. I wouldn't go there every single week like that anymore.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
those are the days, but it's
yeah.
gone. But
Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't regret that day at all. I feel like I learned a lot during that day, and I think it's like it's not you just count those as like I always think like when I go on a date, it feel like you are having like a job interview. You basically
Oh yeah.
introduce yourself every time to some random people that you and then you learn something about them, and so like I can say my type. So all the guy I dated from a dating app, they're all Asians, and they have some like American Asian, they have some like Asian Asians, and they have Chinese, they have Korean, they have like multiple guys. And actually, like you would meet a lot of different occupation, that are super interesting. Like I have one guy who is like a pharmacist. I have a
Oh
guy who
yeah.
is like a professor. I have a guy who is like okay, for sure, student. Happen. There's a guy who's like finance bro.
Oh my god.
And
Looking for a
there's
guy in finance.
tech guy, software engineer. They have yeah, like you will meet a lot of like type of people, and like they work in different jobs, and it's just fun to like, what, you work in a hospital, so cool. Something like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and I think yeah.
tell me about you, Timo. Like, what would you say? Let's talk about what would you say is the most memorable like things that your date did for you. That kind of like, wow, he did this to you.
Oh my god, for sure, this gotta be a big silence, but okay, you know what? I think one of the best memorable things that I remember is my date. We met once in Chicago, and then I fly to Florida the next week
What?
for like a week to stay with him,
Bruh.
and it was really magical, and I love that so much, and I love. I mean, I really like him. The thing is, he's fucking married, and you know what?
What?
You know this. Oh, this is what I was really surprised. Like I mean, on the first date, I assume he's like single and everything, and like blah 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 and everything, and
Yeah.
then like talking like after like I finished my exam and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, are you looking for a boyfriend? Are we gonna be like committed relationship? And he said that, oh, I would love to, but I'm married.
What?
And
And
I'm like, what?
when did you found out? Is it you found out in Florida?
I honestly can't remember, but I think like a little bit before, but after I already purchased a ticket, and I was like, "What? You should have told me this on the fucking first date."
Oh my goodness.
And like,
Okay.
okay, at that point, I was conflicted really because I feel like I was being like a guy tour in Chicago. So pretty much he was like, "What's good in Chicago?" And I show him around. And then when I'm like going to Florida, he was like, and I thought it's gonna be like a committed relationship and everything. But he
Yeah.
was like, "Well, I wish I could, but I'm actually married, like married, married." But
Oh
he told me that it's okay because I'm only marrying for green card, and I'm like, oh, you know,
my.
this thing is really confusing, and this thing is gonna
Yeah.
happen a lot in the U.S. As I'm not sure about the straight, but the gays, they have a lot of these where people like marry, whether if it like real love or like for benefit or anything, but they're still open to other relationships. And sometimes people are like upfront about it, and sometimes people are not upfront about it. For
Wow.
me, I was like, well, I'm already here in Florida, and Florida is really nice. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
nice, it's cool. I enjoy my time there. He, we went to a lot of like good things, and honestly, like my memory in Florida it's related to him. When I think of it, it goes back to him. And um, another, oh my god, I have so many stories in Florida, and that guy he lives in Orlando, and there is another time I go to Florida, Miami. So in Miami, I went there on like Christmas Day before I went to Brazil, and in
Yeah.
Christmas Day it was like everybody goes home, no one stay in the city. So I went to like a gay bar, and I was just dancing myself, enjoying and everything. And then there are like someone like coming, approaching me, being like, "Hey, I like your style. I like you're having good time and everything,"
Uh huh.
trying to like flirt on me. And
Okay.
then what happened next is like, "Hey, you can come with us. You can come like join us." And us mean like there are two person, and I'm like the third person. And I'm
Okay.
like, I thought they were friends at first, and then they
All right.
kissed, and then they're like,
What?
we we are married couple, and like
Okay.
we really like you.
Huh.
So guess what I did?
Oh.
And they wanna buy me drink. And pretty much I like just go along with them. I have drink, I have fun, and then the next day I not the next day, like on that night, I go back to their place and like yeah, stay at their place instead of the hotel that I was intended to
Oh.
go. And it was fun. It was like crazy. It was weird, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
This kind of experiences you would never find in like
Definitely.
Asian
Yeah.
country.
No way. No way. This is so American things, to be honest.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about straights, but like a lot of gays, they're always into open relationship, And yeah,
Hmm.
I think this is really cool. That's really weird. Now back to
Yeah,
you, Fly. What
yeah,
about what about your most memorable date? What did they do to make it stand out or like unforgettable?
yeah. So actually, let's talk about a good one and a bad one.
Okay.
So the good one, this will sound very lame after what you said, Timo, but it's just something that I find like impressive. Let's say. So some people might find this like pretty bare minimum, but actually, I think I find it pretty nice. So I've been on a date with a guy, and then when we like he let me decide the restaurant, and I'm like, okay, I picked this restaurant, and then we went there, and then he went up front to like the front, like a restaurant have a front, and then
Uh
it's
huh.
like just tell the front that okay, he has a reservation under this name, so he made reservation like without telling me basically, and I'm like, well prepared. And then we went to eat and stuff, talk, and like, oh, he's nice. Until toward the end of like we're finishing our food, and he said that okay, we're like and he told me that oh, I actually reserved the bar, it's kind of like a bar in a hotel, and they said I actually reserved a bar like at this place like for us at this time and then we kind of talk more than like talk longer than we expected at the restaurant. So he said I gotta move the reservation, and I'm like what.
Oh my god.
He came very, very prepared. And yeah, basically, but after that, we didn't go to that bar. After that, I think because, like I said, I wasn't into drinking. First of all, I don't really like grabbing a drink on a date, like especially first date. I mean, I can grab drink. I feel like for the first date, I prefer like coffee or like dinner or brunch or something like that. I'm not into like drinking because maybe I'm pretty lightweight and I'm not really good with drinking that much,
Oh yeah.
especially when it comes to dating and you're trying to get to know someone. Yeah. So I'm like, I think we shifted to like ice cream place or something, and then we just talk after it. But I feel like, he seemed a very nice person. Yeah. So this is the date. I feel like, wow, he's kind of surprised me with those preparations that he did. Talking about
Wow, that's really nice.
talking
It's
about bad one.
okay.
Yeah. So actually, there is one time I talked with one guy that like, okay, we decided to go on a brunch. We did FaceTime before we met, and then the day after we planned to meet in the morning. I was getting ready. I was like FaceTiming with my friend, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm doing a day. I'm dating my hair. I'm like, kind of curl my hair and stuff. And then I saw the notification on my phone and like saying I can't make it anymore because I will have a business trip like tomorrow or something like that. And that business trip is on a freaking Sunday, and I'm like, bruh. I was like already like curling my hair, getting ready to go out,
Oh
and I was
no.
so mad. So I text my other friend and saying like, "Let's go eat this place, like the place that we plan to go eat, because I want to eat this one." So
Wow.
so we ended up went to that place with my friend instead. And during the time, I like on the way that I was going to that restaurant, I checked out my app. I reached out to everyone I was talking to, saying like, "I'm free tonight. I'm free tonight. I'm free tonight. I'm free for
Yeah.
dinner. Free dinner. Free dinner.
If
Free
you
dinner."
curl, you better
Yeah,
not waste
I
it.
have to go out. I have to go out. And then there was one guy who reached back to me. At first, he asked me for a movie date, and I'm like, I'm like movie date for the first date. I don't think it's a good idea. Like because basically we are two strangers sitting quietly together in the theater.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's kind of awkward, isn't
And
it?
sure.
Yeah.
Like that's
And
not
I'm
the
like,
point of going to
do you
movies.
like what color do you like? Like
Yeah.
like it's weird. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not into that. And then I said, but I'm open for dinner. And at first he said he couldn't, and somehow he made it for dinner. And we had the dinner in Chinatown. I remember we had ramen, and it became a great date. He was really nice. We were dating for around like a couple weeks, and somehow something happened, and we basically apart. He just basically dumped me in a way.
Oh,
It became my like most painful heartbreak I ever had in my life.
I know him, right? Like,
Yeah, you know him. So
oh,
like,
okay, okay, okay.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so this guy became like a very painful relationship that I had. However, I mean, I don't blame him though. He's even though the way he did was very painful, but I think I learned a lot from that relationship. And for sure, I became like a I don't want to say that word. I don't want to be no PG-13, but yeah, I became a really bad person where I went out to a lot of dates and stuff.
No, you're still good compared to me, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like I went to a lot of dates after that because I just wanna like, when you're heartbroken, you do stupid stuff, and I did that.
Yeah, I think going on date is such a like, I don't know, it's a requirement for character development, if that makes sense.
And yeah, I think that heartbreaks also teach you like something as well. It teaches you like what you really want from the relationship, and basically you know who to stay away from. And yeah,
Okay.
I mean it's happened, and and then he basically like disappeared from my life.
Mm.
Yep.
But
So
yeah, that's a really interesting stories. And I think I actually wanted to touch more about how sudden and random the dates can happen.
oh yeah.
Um, and I actually wanted you to tell this story. You told
Mm.
me sudden date.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Yes.
tell us what happened and like,
Yeah. So there's one time I went to San Francisco with my another friend. There were only two of us, and basically I was single, completely single. I remember that time I just came back from Thailand for a short like trip in Thailand. I went back to visit my family for a month, and then I came back to the US, and I had like a couple more weeks before my school started. So I went to San Francisco. And basically, I just used Hinge to, like just for fun, like
yeah,
see
just look for
people, explore
locals. Hmm.
people. And then I found one guy that he just kind of talked to me, and then he asked me for a drink. And I remember he replied to me on the day that I was about to leave. Like basically, like it was just like that like 3 a.m. later that night, I have to go to the airport.
Oh
But
my
around
god.
like he asked me for a drink around like 8 or something, like 7, around like 8 or 9, and I told him that like for sure, yeah, I can have a date. I'm down for a date. For a drink is fine, but I have some certain rules. First of all, I have to bring my friend because it's just two of us. So I have
Yeah,
to bring my friend. Second, I have to left before 10. I have to leave before 10 because I have to catch a flight in the morning. And then at first I said, I was thinking to myself that, nah, maybe I don't think he would say yes, like why he would want to meet someone who about to leave.
like literally that night.
Yeah, literally that night. And then somehow he said yes.
Mm.
And it was very random because I think it was like a weekday or something like that as well. And we went to a bar that he chose, and it was kind of quiet. It's like a speakeasy bar. It was quiet. I brought my friend, and then it was just him. He's kind of like a more of like a quiet guy, but we kind of talk. I would talk a little bit until he said, "Oh, actually, I bring my friend." He said he bring his friend, and he's so like I really like his idea. He brought a
Uh-huh.
friend who used to live in Chicago, so
Oh,
that means that guy would have something in common that we could talk about because basically he knows like Chicago's very well. That like he knows the area, he knows what restaurant to go for, and then we have the topic to talk. And he kept the conversation going for all four of us. So yeah, it was a very funny and pretty certain date, but
yeah.
I don't want to call it a date because like it was four of us.
Double
Yeah,
date.
and I remember he came a long way too because he said that he I remember we met in like downtown San Francisco, but I think he lived in San Jose or San Diego. I don't remember, but
Okay,
it's like
San Jose. Uh-huh.
maybe San Jose, yeah, but it's like kind of far, like yeah. So I'm like, he made that much effort to come. But
Wow,
anyway,
that's
after that, we're chatting a little bit after I came back to Chicago, but then we're just kind of separated after that. Yeah, but anyways, I think it's a very like fun story to talk about. And also, my friend that went with me, she has a boyfriend already. So
Oh,
basically, you have to explain yourself that I have a boyfriend, like, to those guys.
oh my
Yeah, but
god.
that was very cool experience. Actually, it was like a very spontaneous date.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. And that is so American experience to be able to like
Totally.
talk to strangers and just have fun and have a good time together.
Oh yeah, and actually, I want to add one thing. So there is
Yeah?
one time that that guy, like the guy who like I reached out, like I talked with, my date. Basically, I'll call him my date. He went to a bathroom, and then
Uh-huh.
there was just me, my friend, and his friend who used to live in Chicago. And then he asked me, "How do I know that guy?" And I said, "Actually, we just talked for like couple hours before we met." And he was like, "Oh, like he didn't know that that I just
This
know
is the
that
first
guy."
time.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh," like he was like, "Oh," because okay, to be honest, that guy seemed kind of like shy. Like he seemed a kind of like a shy person. So I think he probably did not expect as well that he would drag him into this kind of date.
Oh my, that's so crazy. But yeah, that's the fun
Yeah,
of
but
dating in the
that was fun.
US.
That was fun. Yeah, and I think after that, I think after that San Francisco trip, I start to go on less date and like start to be more like more considerate to the guy that I would
Uh-huh.
go date. And like, okay, I
Hmm.
would be like, more like consider more things, take it slower, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but somehow I met my boyfriend not from the app, so the app just became kind of useless.
You're a
Yeah,
cupid
actually,
guy.
yeah, yeah. If there were no Timo, I wouldn't have met my boyfriend. Actually.
Oh my god, such a fate. Let's actually touch on the quick topic about paying the bill. When you go on
Oh
dates,
yes, yes,
right?
yes.
Usually it's always like dinner. It's pretty much like spending money. Dinner, drinks, coffee, doesn't matter. You always have to like spend money most of the time. So how does it work in like your experiences?
Yeah. So I think it's more obvious in like straight dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's like guys and girls, and they will feel like some people. It's very controversial. Some people think like girls should like guys should be the one who paying, and then girls shouldn't pay. And I have heard different opinions on this. But if you talk about me, I don't mind splitting bills at all. Like,
Uh-huh.
even though I don't have a job, but I might have some, like, I work part time on campus. I have some little money, but yeah, I don't mind splitting. I always offer to split the bill. But some guys would say, okay, yeah, we can split. Some guy would be like, huh, you're fine. I'll take care of it. And there would be some guy who said, I'll take care of this and you can pay for ice cream or you can pay for
Mm,
coffee after, which is I
that's
find very
smart.
smart because
Yeah.
yeah, I think one of the reason why I feel a bit uncomfortable if a guy fully pay for everything because first of all, especially on the first day, we're basically strangers. Like we don't
Yeah.
know each other, and I feel like I don't want to feel like a hassle for the guy that they have to pay. If, for example, if they don't feel good about the day and they have to pay, I feel bad for them. So I feel like splitting is fair. Yeah, but like yeah, I have heard that some guy would say like some girl would do the action of like pulling the card out of their pocket,
Mm-hmm.
like just kind of like do that action, and the guy said, ah, no, 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 don't do that. And some guy said, girl, like some guy said that they hate when girl did that because they think
Ooh.
that girl, when they do that action, girl don't really mean to pay. They just do it for like so they don't feel as bad. But I feel like, I mean, I do it all the time. I always pull out my wallet, like, here you go. I have a guy who say it even before we met that like, okay, we're gonna meet for dinner, but just a heads up, I always split on a first bill. Like he said that in the
Mm,
text, and I said, oh, I'm
mm.
cool with that. And yeah, I mean, some girl might not. I have a girlfriend who said like, I'm not gonna pay on my first date, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's different opinion.
It
So,
really
but
it
if
really
you
is
ask me,
different.
for sure, if a guy offered to pay, for sure, you would get some extra points on that. They're like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
impressive. But if you don't pay, I'm not gonna like deduct any points from you. Like, guys, be honest. On the first date, you have a point. You have a point. You're gonna rate someone whether like this is a 10 out of 10, this is a 9 out of 10. if a guy paid for the, for example, if the date went 9 out of 10, if the guy don't pay the bill, and or even we split the bill, I would say he's still a 9. But if he
Hmm.
paid the bill, maybe he might be 10 or 9.5. So it's not necessarily, but it's it's impressive. Let's say.
Yeah, and I think it really depends on the people really, because like
Like,
some of the friends like you mentioned, they have very different approaches, and I
yeah.
think one of the logic that girls would like to get paid is that like, sometimes they kind of complain about makeup is expensive,
Oh yes, 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 yes.
being
Yeah,
boys like I'm like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. They will say the way that like, oh, we put a lot of effort to meet you. Like we did
oh
our
yeah,
hair, we dressed up, we put a lot of makeup on. We're trying to impress you and something like that. But I feel like I don't know, like putting more makeup for me, or like even did a hair a bit more like nicely than usual doesn't really cost that much for me, and I don't mind doing that. So I don't mind splitting the bill at all. Even today, me and my boyfriend, we always split the bill. Always,
oh
always, everything. We split everything. Okay, yeah, for sure. For some special occasion, I would pay for him. Some special occasion, he would pay for me. But I think when you keep it for occasionally that like someone pay the bill for each other, it makes it more special. It makes it like, this is a special meal. So yeah, it's very controversial, and or maybe like sometime when a guy offered to pay my bills, I would say like then next date it would be my idea and then I would pay the bill. Like some people things like that. That okay, if
yeah,
it's his idea, he would, if he asks me out, he'll be the one to pay. If I ask him out, I'll be the one who pay. So it's there are different ways to do this, but or actually, there's one guy I just remember. When I about to play, I asked him like, "Do you want to split? I don't mind." And he said like, "It's okay. I have a job. You're still looking for a job.
yeah,
I'll
oh
offer
yeah.
this."
Hmm.
And I'm like, "Woo!
Oh, I
I
love
like
being
this."
students. I miss being students.
Yeah. I feel like at least he's like he considerate in the fact that okay now like it's very rational in the way that okay he's like understand my situation and he can cover the bill, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think really like dating in the US is always come down to like communication, because there are so
Oh
many
yes,
open
totally.
about every kind of like possible ways, and they are like so open and like explorative. There's if you really wanted to explore and like committed, and I think most of the time you can try to convince your partner, they would be somewhat like open about it. At least like more than Thai, more than Asian or like other
Yeah,
people. Again,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
the
I think
splitting, the
yeah,
relationship type.
yeah. I think when it comes to like a first date on the app, especially keep in mind that you guys are basically strangers and they don't
Yeah.
know anything about you. So I think communication is key. I think there's one time that Timo asked me about like splitting the bill and stuff, and then he said he don't mind splitting the bill, but if the restaurant is so expensive, he probably don't really want to pay. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That's why we should
Yeah.
like talk that like, oh, I like want to change the restaurant, something like that, because first date basically getting to know each other and not to put like a hassle on it on one another that you have to go for like you know those fancy restaurant. Most of my dates we went to Chinatown because I like Asian food.
You love Asian food.
I love Asian food. I can eat Asian food every single day, so I don't mind going to Chinatown every single week.
Which restaurant would you recommend to go date in Chicago?
Oh,
Holy
good.
moly, let me think.
So let's talk about my preference first. My
Okay.
preference is for first date, I like coffee. I like
Hmm.
coffee date because I feel like coffee is you can talk more and we can forget about when you eat. Like for example, you're having brunch or dinner and you have the part where like you kind of chewing and then your another person asks you a question and you were like,
Nom, 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 nom.
yeah, well, hang on a
Yeah.
second. I'm like, it is kind of awkward. I don't really like that. So I feel like it's more like sophisticated if you go for a coffee.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I would say for coffee, I really like West Loop because it's accessible. Like it's very easy to go, and there are a lot of good like coffee bakery place like Sawada, like matcha place, or then
Hmm.
like yeah, somewhere along like West Loop, we have a lot of cafe over there. For dinner, I actually okay. For as I said, I like Chinatown.
Hmm.
So there would be a time I went to ramen. I went to sushi place. I think there's one time I went to Thai place, and I would not do
Hmm.
it again
Because.
because they like those. Okay, let's say this: Thai community in Chicago is not that big, and they
Hmm.
might remember me. That's like, oh, why you go on a different guy? Like you, this last time wasn't this guy? Like so I'm not gonna do that again. But yeah, so yeah, I went to like different places. I went to Italian as well. I went to Mediterranean. It's like a lot of places. My
Hmm.
favorite is like ramen. I think ramen is a I don't know. I feel like I like ramen. It's like basically you have your own bowl. You yeah, like
You'd
I
have to
like that.
like
I mean, for
replace it.
sure there'll be some there's one guy that he's like offer me the egg in the ramen, like, you want egg? I'm like, and I find out like, oh, that's kinda nice. I mean, imagine in the ramen you have only one egg per person.
Oh yeah.
And he offered that to you. So I'm like, oh
Bro, he
nice.
either hate egg or like we like you.
He hate protein actually.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Or like, if you go to like Italian, it would be like pasta, something like that. It's you know what? I think for the food, it doesn't really matter that much as long as it's
That's
not all you
true.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's not all you can eat. I think the
Yeah.
food doesn't matter that much, and like what matters more is when you like how you getting to know like the other person.
Yeah. For me, um, honestly, I rarely go on coffee date because it's
Oh,
just like I don't know why. Usually when I go on date, it would be like in the evening or afternoon, not really
yeah.
like in the morning or brunch. But I should try that next time. But if I have to recommend, and I think you know what I'm gonna recommend, it's a bar in the West Loop.
Oh, yeah.
Guinness. I love
Oh
Guinness so
yes, yes,
much.
yes. That's really good. Actually, Guinness is very good for dating. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah. I think I'm trying to think if I have been to any like
Or
bar.
Three Dozen a Dash. I love Three
Yeah,
Dozen a
I think
Dash.
freedom that's also good too. I think it's not like it's speak easy, so you can talk.
Yeah.
You just can talk.
Hmm.
Or even Money Gun also good.
Oh yeah,
In
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Money Gun is my favorite bar. It's really good. It's speak easy. I think you
And
can go
like
for.
if yeah, and if you get like drunk enough, you can also go and dance. And I think that's why
Oh
it makes really
yeah.
fun.
Oh,
Like,
talking about not food.
uh
So
huh.
I have been on one in Color Factory. Have you heard?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I went to Color Factory before, and that Color Factory is, I think, is made for dates because there are a lot of
Oh.
activities that you have to do in two.
Hmm.
Yeah, and to be honest, that time I went there with one guy, and I was kind
Oh,
of
I
I
remember.
was kind of make up my mind that I wouldn't want to go on a date with him again. It would be my
Uh
last
huh.
date with him,
Uh
and
huh.
it was kind of awkward when we have to do some activities in two because okay, that actually would be very romantic if we are loving each other.
Yeah.
For example, it's like there would be a booth, like a phone booth, and then you facing each other from a different side of the alley. You look at each other from like like through a piece of glass,
Uh
and
huh.
then you would have to wear like a headphones, and they would have a narrator saying like, "Hey, all right, now look at each other person. See what the color of the eyes, what color of the shirt, and you have to draw the other person without looking to the paper. So basically, you
Mm-hmm.
have the guy have to stare at me and then like just draw, and I'm like, oh my god, it gets so like awkward in a way, and I'm like, oh
Poor him. Really? That's
yeah. So,
really
but
bad.
anyways, it's fun, but I think going on some date, like there are different kind of dates that you can do. And one of my friend who is also a dating expert, she should
Hmm.
be on the show. Anyways, she
Next
said
time.
like the first time, if the first date you went to coffee, for example, second date you should do dinner. Like you shouldn't do the same thing. If the first date was a
That's
dinner, you shouldn't do dinner again. You should do like
that's true.
yeah, you can do like coffee, you can do brunch, you can do dinner, you can do walking date. Actually, I really like walking date. Have you
Oh yeah,
tried?
I like that too.
I
I
love
tried.
walking date. And not a lot of guys can walk. I don't know why.
Like I love walking in Navy Pier, talking about
Ooh,
whatever.
I love walking date. I feel like especially in Chicago, it's a very walkable city. So I recommend. But I don't recommend doing on the first date because they might find you sheep.
And
Yeah.
some
So
guy really cannot walk. Like they will complain and they'll be like, "Can you do
yeah.
something there?" Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, so I recommend do it on like a second or third date when you start to get feel like that you get more like comfortable with each other. So I recommend that. But yeah, walking day is really really good. I love it. Sitting by the lake, sitting by a river walk, nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. I really. We need to get back. Okay, not we, but I need to get back. Okay, I can't get back into the game as well, but
you can,
yeah.
you can, you
I
can
mean,
add
I
me in.
can. Okay, 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 okay. But yeah, oh, these are really fun times. These are really fun times.
Yeah, those are a very fun time, and I mean, in the end, to be honest, like going on dating app is like I think dating app and the real world dating is totally different. I feel like.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, and
so.
yeah, it's totally different. And okay, like I can compare how I met my boyfriend is that I met through Timo actually. He went to the same school with Timo, and I think everything went a lot slower comparing to dating app. Like if we were met on dating app, we wouldn't have made it this far.
Yeah, you guys would have like not go on a second date.
No way. And yeah, I mean, it just worked a lot differently. And I kind of like the pace of like I would say I would call it traditional dating more
Hmm.
because as I said, I feel like I don't like when someone make a judgment on something too quickly.
Yeah.
Like going on a couple date doesn't really tell whether you like that guy or not. Like, yeah, for sure, you might feel a spark, but like does spark matters that much? Like, yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like for my boyfriend, I think the first couple like I think yeah, I think I felt that something special probably like three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine times that we met.
Uh huh. Yeah. It was really slow and ugh.
So
Don't
slow.
even, don't
And
get me
the
started.
funny thing, Timo just knew since the beginning.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So like I
But yeah.
think that's why I want to get out of apps so much
Hmm.
because I felt like the app is just kind of toxic in a way because you basically get rejected over and over again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ugh. So, if you have an advice for people jumping into the apps, like what kind of
Mm.
advice would you give them for them to like get a committed relationship? What would you
Yeah.
say to them?
Yeah, first of all, those like social like after went on like a lot of dates. I
Huh?
can assure you, I went
Yeah.
on many dates
Hmm.
on dating apps.
You're a pro.
Those dating advice on TikTok, Instagram, saying like, if the guy don't reply you, he doesn't answer that. Don't listen to those.
Yeah.
Do not because like first of all, one thing I hate the most about people on the app is that they play game. They play
Oh.
game. If they don't reply you by like for example, if a guy don't reply you 2 hours, you like okay, you don't reply in 2 hours, I'll wait 2 hours for you. Like these things matter nothings. Doesn't do anything. It like even though you double text him, you like he left you on red and you feel like you want to talk, do it because the people on dating apps, if you don't do it, they're gonna like it doesn't gonna matter. I have one example from my friend who is now married.
Yeah.
She was on dating app like me, and she was there before me, and she met her husband through dating app, and she said in the beginning he was very bad at texting. He wouldn't get back to her like for example last text was in the morning and he would get back to her like evening, and at first she felt like why he wouldn't like you're not interested in me or what, like you don't keep updating me, you don't text me, what is going on, until she said if it was her in the past she would just like yeah, I'm ghosting him, he doesn't matter my time, I'm not going to explain anything. But she said for some reason she stopped playing games and she told him that hey, I feel like I don't understand like why you don't talk to me, whatever. Like she explained her situation.
Wow. Okay,
She
that's
told him,
nice.
if you're not interested, I'm gonna move on. And after that, it's like turned into a different story. He put a lot of effort. He know what he had to do. He make up his time, and now they're married.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Congratulations. I
Oh
hope
my
you're
god.
listening.
Yeah. So basically, guys, those advice you found online, yeah, for sure. Like when girls, I understand when you feel like, oh my god, what is he thinking? Is he have other people? Is he leaving me? Doesn't matter. Don't play games. Just be like sincere and be basically do what you feel like. If you feel like you want to talk to the guy, talk to him. If he can reject you, fine. There are plenty of fish in the sea. You know.
Yeah. hmm
Yeah. So
And
basically, I think you try your best.
if
Totally.
if
Totally.
there is
Yeah.
on the phone every fucking minute, and
Yeah.
like,
Actually, that guy, my friend's husband,
uh huh,
she said like she found out that he's really bad at texting. Like after they're together, they're like married. She said he's really bad at texting, but he's good with like there would be some way that you like that make up that thing for him. For example, he might
uh
be
huh,
better talking. He might be better at
yeah,
calling,
like
FaceTiming,
in person.
cooking, in person dating. Yeah, like there are a lot of ways that can do that. So don't that's why I don't like when people judging people based on whatever you see. Just because he doesn't reply to text doesn't mean he's not interested or doesn't mean he's not the one that you are looking for. So
Yeah.
like yeah, and also one more thing is that a guy or the girl that you would ended up in a relationship wouldn't fall into your type 100%. Wouldn't. Would not.
Never, never. Like,
Never ever. Because okay, like my friend, this friend, she have a list on her phone, and her list is so detailed.
oh my
A guy
god.
have to be six or more. The guy have to know how to play guitar. The guy have to have a pet. The guy have this, and I think it was like 20 long lists, like
I mean, she can
20.
teach them. She can teach them after.
Yeah. But after that, this guy, her husband, doesn't know how to play guitar. But she was like, "It's okay, I can delete that one."
Yeah,
No
it's worth
me.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and like okay, I also have my list, but my list is not as detailed as that one. But for sure, my boyfriend have some like of the category that he wouldn't fell into that. But so what? Now we're happy, and it doesn't matter. The list doesn't matter. Yeah, for sure, it will help you like kind of navigate through choices on dating app, but don't rely on that too much. Use your
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah, life is not a structure. I mean, life is way too tricky than that. Nothing
Yeah,
will be like as planned all the time,
yeah,
especially when it comes to like a relationship. Humans are unpredictable. And I think I wanted
yeah,
to add the lesson in dating. Sometimes when you go on date, really you have expectation, you have the lessons in TikTok and like all the friends saying things that and this and that. But really, sometimes people don't know how to date, or even if they
yeah,
do, they have a very different perspective than you do. Like, let's say Ploy from Thailand, me from Thailand, but we have such a completely different experiences, right?
yeah,
Different expectation. So it applies a lot more in like a very cultural variety, uh, United States. So really, if you want something, just say it, express it, really,
yeah,
and because
right.
sometimes they really don't know how to date, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there is no like the thing is called like there is no a universal rule about
Mhm.
dating that will like you
Mhm.
cannot use like for example Timo would have his rule for dating. I would have my rule of dating. We cannot use each other rules on dating because
Yeah.
we have a different like perspective, preference, life experience, background. It's
Mhm.
totally different, and especially in the U.S. where people are from totally different backgrounds. You have Chinese, you have white, you have like different varieties of people, and the U.S. is such a huge country, man.
Yeah.
So it's like there is no certain rules in dating that you have to follow. But yeah, they like first of all on dating app, be safe. Very
Yeah.
important. Every time when I go on a date, even though it's my like I went on multiple 50 I don't know how I lost count of that, but it's just a lot. I always share my location to my trusted friend that like,
Mhm.
hey, I'm going to date. I will share a location with you just in case something
Yeah.
happens. But first of all, be safe. Know to take care of
Oh,
yourself.
always
Yeah,
look for the exit sign.
yeah, like always. And always find your way out. Like for sure, there'll be some dates that didn't go as planned and you need to find a way out. Actually, I should have talked about this one. I have a way out
Yeah.
once.
Really? Oh my
I
god,
have a
we're
way
getting
out.
long, but okay.
Yeah, so actually there's one guy, he picked me up from my place and I was in his car. He basically we plan to go eat like Japanese place, and then he picks me up at my place. Actually, not really my place, because basically on the first day I don't really share my
Actual apartment
apartment. Yeah, my
location.
actual address. So I basically walk a little, like a block away from my place, and then I walked to him. I was on his car. His car was like new, brand new. Like you can smell the new
Oh my
car,
god.
really new. And then we went to eat and stuff, and I feel like, yeah, like I feel like I don't really into him that much. I don't understand. Like I feel like our topic and conversation didn't go as well, and start to get bored. Yeah,
Then
and
how do
basically,
you escape? How do you
so
escape?
basically, at first he said that he wanted to go like a bar, and then what's this is so funny actually. We were on a car, and then
Uh huh.
I kind of know, and then so I text my friend saying like, call me. And then I said, call me. And it took a while. So we were like, and he was like, okay, I found the bar here. And then that day was like Wednesday night.
Uh
And,
huh.
on the street was like full of cars. Like you couldn't find parking at all, which is really weird because it's Wednesday night. It shouldn't be
Yeah.
that busy, right? And I feel like,
Mm.
and then I said, wow, it's a lot of people. I say in a way that like maybe he would change his mind. Yeah. But he said like, don't worry, I'm really good with parking.
Oh my god.
He said that, and I'm like, okay. And then somehow he found there was like one spot opens up, and he was like, see, like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And then
Wow.
there was a car, cut him off, got into that spot. And I'm like, this is the part where the universe tell me that go. So my friend called me right in a good timing, and I spoke Thai to my friend, but I trying to add some English so he
Uh huh.
understands some context, but not all the
Uh huh.
context. So
Uh
I
huh.
said in a way that like, oh, now,
Ah.
now, give me like 30 minutes or something like that. Like I just kind of tell, and then he kind of noticed, and he said like, if you want to go home, I can drop you off, and I'm like, and I trying to make sure that, are you okay with that? Like, I'm so sorry. And then he's like, it's okay. So on the way back, he started to talk in a way that like, how do you find about this date and stuff? And I'm like, nah, I don't really like. And then I was being honest with him that, I feel like I need some time to think about. Like he already asked me for a second date in the car,
Mm.
and I
Mm.
did not comfortable saying yes, like because basically I would be lying to him, and I wouldn't want to say no right away because I was on his car. So I feel
Yeah.
like, nah, how should I do this? So I told him that like, let me think about it. And he was like, he trying to ask for the answer. And like, why, but like, why you cannot do it? Until I told him that like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not like a good fit. And then now I told him the truth. And then I asked him to drop me off at my friend place, which is
Uh
just a block away from my place. And then I he was parked in front of his my friend apartment, and he said, before you go, give me one more,
huh.
like 1 minute. And then he trying to convince me that, please, I really like you, you are like please, I give me one more chance. And I'm like, and I was like, oh, I started to feel bad. And then I think I saw my friend, really saw my friend. I was like, oh, that's my friend, I gotta go. And I left.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh,
second rule on dating app, know how to escape yourself, know how to know your way out, like how to get out of this. Like, yeah, now there'll be some time you have to do this, Yeah, and then after that, I kind of like block him, I'm like, sorry,
oh my
whatever. But yeah,
god.
that's kind of funny story actually.
It is really
I'm like,
funny.
at least he was nice. He wasn't aggressive or anything. He just, like he just wasn't
But
a good
like
fit.
the timing is so comedic. The
It
universe
was
is
so
like
funny about the parking
wanting you
thing.
to leave, yeah?
It's funny in the way that he said, like, I'm really good with finding parkings. And then, like, he was so confident about that. And he was like, wow, see? And then somehow the car cut him off. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is the time.
Oh my god. He was
No, he's a PhD guy.
yeah, that's what I meant. Like the invest like I'm investing. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It's fine, it's fine. Let's
Oh,
not
no,
get
no. He's an accounting guy.
okay.
Accounting. Yeah. I
I
mean, he
remember
was
him
nice.
now. I'm trying to
He was very sweet, but he just like, wasn't a good fit for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, So yeah, first girls out there, be safe, find the way out. Follow your heart. Don't follow anybody else's rule. You make your own
Yeah.
rules. And
Mhm.
another one thing that I want to add is that I think I have this problem when I was on a dating app as well. Is that you would have a lot of choices. You would have even
Yes.
though in real life you are 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, whatsoever. You would have a lot of choices, and it is important to value your choices. Like you don't need to go on every dates that a guy asks you. Make the
That's
guy worth
true.
the time. Yeah. So
Yeah.
sometimes you have to meet the criteria that like, okay, this guy meet this criteria that I really value the most. So yeah, I would pick this guy to go on a date. Some guy have to wait.
Yeah. No,
See?
you are.
Yeah. So that's yeah, that's just a simple rules about dating. And one more thing is that keep believing that you would find someone, even though it's like I mean, sometimes the one would comes without your expectation, and
Yeah. When you least expect
you would
them.
know whether this one is the right one or not.
Oh my
You would know.
god.
Yeah, there is no rule that I can tell that. If he have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he'll be the one. Nah, is that it doesn't work like that.
Oh my. Those are
Okay,
days.
Timo, anything to add?
Okay, I'm really trying to think, but you cover like almost everything.
Yeah.
I think one of the thing I want to add is like, well, if you don't want to do something, say so. Like, if you don't want to
Yes.
drink, if you don't want to do
Ah, true,
drugs, if you
true.
don't want to have a threesome, if you don't want to have
Oh,
sex,
yes, yes.
please say so, because like sometimes people take it for granted that they on board with everything, but like
Totally,
know your
totally.
boundaries, like know your boundaries before you go in.
Yeah,
Sometimes even if I'm like a wild person, there are things that I don't do, like drugs or anything. So, and I'm not gonna be like sugarcoating it. In big cities like Chicago or New York, expect to find this kind of like abuse. So like, always know your boundaries. Peer pressure will pressure you, so don't fall into it if you don't want to
yeah,
be
that's very
like, yeah.
important actually. If you go on a date and then the guy asks you to like grab drinks, if you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
drink, you can just say that you don't want to drink.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
he
so
doesn't,
it's your
if he
choice.
insisted, just leave. Yeah,
Yeah, just leave. Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Yeah,
So that was our experiences in dating. It's been really fun, and I think honestly, I feel like if someone probe me, I can get more into it. But time is really long. But yeah, this is such a
yeah.
fun
We have too much
episode. Yeah,
story to talk about.
really, I still have like much more. Just can't go into
What?
detail. So maybe next time we get another like straight men to talk about dating seriously. I think that'd be interesting to compare like gay
Oh,
woman.
yeah. Actually, I don't know any straight guy who gone dating.
Honestly, me neither. Like all my friends are pretty much nerd. So,
Same. Yeah.
but
Drop me.
yeah. All right. If you enjoyed this episode, give a like, give a subscribe, share to your friends, share us how your dating stories go. And again, I hope your dating life in the US is as fun as you want it to be. Keep
Same.
dating, keep going, explore, be open, and be safe. All right. Again, this is Together Ploy
Okay.
International
International
Pause.
house.
Okay. All
Woo.
right. Bye bye. See you in the next one.